Ahead of Russell Brand addressing the allegations on his show tomorrow morning, might as well go through some of the ancillary complaints that he's received recently. And then, well, it kind of starts with one that it's like, I can already see through this from a mile away, but hey guys, it's serious because the BBC is investigating it. And he claims that Russell Brand exposed himself to a woman in Los Angeles. Oh my god, the incident allegedly happened in 2008. Okay, and the comedian is understood to have laughed about it on his radio show. Oh, so it's a radio bit. All right. The BBC is investigating a claim that Russell Brand exposed himself to a woman before laughing about it on his radio show. Oh my god. The incident allegedly happened in 2008 when a woman was working in the same building as a corporation's office in Los Angeles, BBC News reported. Minutes later, the comedian is said to have laughed as his co-presenter, Matt Morgan, said Brand showed his willy to a lady. Oh my god. As somebody who has thought that flashing is funny from time to time, I'm completely and totally against this. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Next thing you're going to tell me he was out there mooning people. Woman was reportedly left stunned and disgusted by the encounter. In a statement, a BBC spokesperson said, "We're very sorry to hear these allegations and we will look into them." So she was so stunned and disgusted she didn't even go to anybody in HR. Oh right, no, he was so powerful that you couldn't, and all that shit, whatever the hell they want to do in order to cover that up. Ridiculous. Russell Brand was grilled by the cops 9 years. Wait, they even emphasized that this was a long ass time ago. Over accusations he assaulted a masseuse. Oh my lord. As a comedian's old school asks victims, to come forward amid fresh claims he groped girls. Oh my god. Russell Brand was reportedly questioned by police in 2014 over claims he assaulted a masseuse after she was hired to give him a $500 birthday massage. The alleged victim reportedly told police she was touched by Brand, 48, at a $5 million mansion in Oxfordshire which she said traumatized her. Okay, and they looked at this and went, okay, cool, we'll investigate it. And then they went and talked to him, and it's like, okay, cool, nothing happened. Okay, we investigated, and it just turned out to be a big old nothing burger. Interesting. The allegations reported by The Sun on Sunday are the first known instances of a comedian being interviewed by police over assault allegations. Wow. I'm going to go through all of the accusations, at least some of the new ones that I found before I really levy what I think about all this stuff. But okay, a masseuse contacted the Thames Valley Police, who interviewed Brand. The comedian denied any wrongdoing, and the case was dropped. Wow, imagine that. They didn't have enough to go on. It was just a girl trying to get her get back. Yeah, $500 birthday massage. You probably know what was all involved in that at the time. And maybe she tried to get a little bit more than $500, looking around going, ooh, this is a $5 million mansion. You're only going to pay me $500? Well, I'm feeling abused. Oh, interesting. All of a sudden, how this happens. Today, Alice, an alleged victim who said she dated Brand at 16, which, okay, you see the 16 come around. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion towards the end of this, but 16 is the age of consent in the UK. Okay, well, it's, they like to throw that out there. Oh, he did inappropriate things with girls at the age of 16. He apparently stuffed his wiener down her throat and made her gag. Age of consent is 16 in the UK. All right, well, I'm not going to go ahead and parse different states or different provinces for their, age of consent. For me, it's like 18. Otherwise, you just stay over there. Go be somebody else's jailbait. That's for me personally. What I'm just trying to tell you is he didn't do anything against the law when it comes to age of consent. But the way that the media is purporting this, oh, see, look at how he did all of those underage activities. Oh my God. What a sick, depraved individual. Knowing that, most people consider the age of consent to be 18 years old. And then most, unattractive women would say that you need to get with somebody that's more age appropriate for you, which just always means, give a chance to these old ran through hags. But whatever. She used the platform to suggest changes to the law that would make it illegal for people over the age of 21 to engage in sexual activities with people under 18. See the way that is phrased? Oh yeah, we need to make changes to the law, meaning that right now didn't do anything wrong, even if it did occur, which I'm not going to give him an inch on that. Amid an ongoing debate of the appropriateness of sexual... Yeah, again, this is just women lie, women most affected by these spurious accusations. It comes as Brand's Old School has put out an appeal. I don't get what that is. Is that like a UK thing? Because that just sounds like a grammatical nightmare, but I could just be missing something. Put out an appeal, and a former student's... Oh, his old school? Okay. Why not just... It's school, okay? The police classmate at London's Italia Conti Performing Arts School accused the comedian of groping female pupils under a cloak of love. Oh my god. So the same thing that they're alleging for Andrew Tate. Oh, he was running Loverboy game, and that's why those lying whores felt like they were being lied to, because he was promising them the world, and then they got fucked, and then they got stuff, and then they wanted more stuff, and then they were like, get the fuck out to the curb, and then all of a sudden they retroactively withdrew their consent. Seems like a pattern here. Oh, okay, cool. You think that you're going to be shacking up with somebody wonderful and famous and fantastic, and then you end up shacking up with somebody wonderful, famous, and fantastic. You don't provide any value. He kicks you to the curb, and then all of a sudden you want your pound of flesh. You start to see a pattern here, because I sure as fuck do. But yeah, oh my god, just take a look at him. He's leering at their tits that are popping out of their corset. Like, oh my god, he's just such a predator, guys. According to The Sun, the masseuse was hired to give Brand a massage at the Oxfordshire mansion in June of 2014. She claims she was touched by Brand before being forced out of the house, which she protested. Again, I bet you she was hired under certain circumstances. Heavy emphasis on one part of circumstances, because that shit happens. Again, I don't condone that. All I know is that's fucking reality. Police say Brand told them he was uneasy when the woman arrived and decided to back out of the massage, and was escorted out of the house and left. Or it was a setup. Okay, here's a $500 birthday massage. She's like, nah, this seems like a honeypot. Okay, you can go ahead and fuck off. Well, I'm not getting paid. I haven't been paid. Well, that's fine. I didn't want you here. Help, I'm being held against my will. Boy, here we go. Brand claims CCTV supported his version of the story. Wow, this is sounding a lot like Andrew Tate now. And the police told Brand that they were not pursuing the matter. Wow, imagine that. CCTV confirms the reality, but a woman most affected. Interesting. Oh, but hey guys, Russell Brand said 4 words to an Australian woman in LA. Oh boy, when did this happen? What were the words that he said? 4 disturbing words comedian told an Australian woman in Los Angeles before he allegedly cornered her in a bathroom and exposed himself. How did he get into the bathroom? How were they both in close proximity to one another? How long have they been seeing each other? Was this another case of retroactive consent? Please answer some questions. An Australian woman was told how Russell Brand allegedly cornered her. Oh, I'm sorry, has told. Okay, I was wondering. It's like, this is another third-hand account. Okay, her in a bathroom and says, I'm gonna fuck you. Oh my god! Before flashing his penis in her face. Sorry, what? How's he gonna fuck her if his penis is in her face? I ain't no biologist, but that's not necessarily how fucking works. There's a certain type of fucking, but it's gonna be a little tough. And then boasted about it moments later on the BBC. Oh no, is this the flashing incident? Boy. Rachel, who works in the TV industry, encountered Brand in Los Angeles when the comedian was visiting her office complex on the to record a radio show for the BBC in June of 2008. She claims she answered the door and let Brand and his entourage into the building, where they were met by a BBC producer. 15 minutes later, she passed the studio where they were recording on her way to the bathroom to source a medication for a sinus issue. Oh, and Russell was just trying to be helpful. He heard that you had a sinus problem, and he was offering an auger in order to clear all that stuff out. See, he was just trying to be helpful. I opened up a cupboard where the first aid kit was kept, and along with our medicines, and when I turned around, there was a groin in front of me. Okay, so there's a medicine cabinet, and then you turned right around, and then was he on stilts? Like, I'm a little bit confused about the logistics of this. It's not quite panning out. Oh, she told on 60 Minutes. Wow, imagine that. She gets herself a prime time platform, and then all of a sudden, all the stories come out from when? 15 fucking years ago. Great, good stuff. I totally believe you, because when people normally run to the media first before going to the police, that's when I believe you. Brand had allegedly followed her into the bathroom. "What are you doing in here?" she recalled asking him. And he goes, you're a bit of all right, aren't you? You're a bit all right." He allegedly told her he would call her Betty. I said, "But that's not my name." No, her name is Alice, or whatever the fuck it needs to be for the interview, I guess. And said, "I'm going to fuck you." And I went, "No, you're not." And he went, "Yeah, I am." And then no fucking happened. Before you know it, his penis was on his hand. Again, logistics are very difficult. Penis was on his hand. Okay. He was pretty much serving it to me as if you were a dish. All right. I would serve someone food. So, okay, again, she's looking in a medicine cabinet. She turns right around. He's right on top of her. You got a groin in your face, and then the next thing that you know it, he has room in order to whip out his dick, put it in his hand, and try to stuff it in your face. I'm seeing some plot holes in your story here, my dear. Just saying. Rachel, which is a pseudonym, of course, to protect her identity, so she can just go ahead and lay out these claims that have never been heard by anybody before. "Seems awfully fair, right?" said Brand, repeatedly told her he would F her. She was saved by a knock at the door, calling Brand back into the studio. Oh my god. Shaken and upset by the ordeal, she texted the BBC producer to tell him what happened. To her horror, he allegedly responded, "Yes, I know, they're talking about it on air." A few minutes into a pre-recorded show with fellow comedian Matt Morgan, Brand started bragging about exposing himself to Rachel. I thought it was Alice. Okay. "I won't be able to drag her off into a cubicle and show her my pubicles. That would never go," joked Brand. Okay. How long ago did you just do that?" "It's been a long while," Morgan interjects. "Just 25 minutes since he showed his willy to a lady, to a receptionist. Incredibly, the segment was reportedly broadcast by the BBC." Yeah, because it sounds like a totally different situation, but she's just extrapolating off of something that she's seen, probably a viral clip that went around. That's like, aha, I'm a pretty good storyteller myself, and you're never going to ever have to know who this lady is, because I'd imagine that there's a wig, there's a fake name, nobody's gonna know, but they're sure as fuck gonna hear your story. But yo, man, I'm done with these accusations, okay? Because what? You got the big four that are up top, right? You got the grape, you got the essay, and then you got the emotional damage, and now they're just trying to pile on all of these ridiculous, he flashed somebody in a bathroom and had this graphic retelling, and, in so many motions, which, again, okay, the way that they try to do this, right? Like, they try to lump in all of these different accusations. Obviously, you have the big ones that are up at the top. That immediately takes a situation all the way up to 10. Everybody's emotions are riding high. And then what ends up happening? Oh, okay, cool. Here's a couple more accusations. Oh, he was a flasher. Oh, okay. Well, maybe that one happened, but that was not so bad. Or, he was doing nefarious stuff with a 16-year-old. Well, that's so gross. And then, he was doing something else with a younger woman. And then there was the masseuse. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe that one happened. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to capitulate to the other lesser offenses that are down there, because everything else is just so ratcheted up. I'm not giving him a fucking inch, because you know what? We really haven't heard from him yet. We haven't heard from anybody at the police department. The only time that we've heard the police brought up is somebody investigating a claim. There was evidence to the contrary to what the woman says, which, guys, a woman can lie. I know, I'm shocked, just like you are. And then when it gets debunked, it all goes away because there's nothing to fucking investigate. So that's why I always find it hilarious that these accusations always come from years and years ago. Haven't we been through enough of this shit already, time and time again? These same or similar accusations end up getting debunked by just simple logical deductions. No, apparently not. But you know what? We have some people who do have Russell Brand's back, okay? We got his wife, who, you know what, big W to his wife right here. Russell Brand describes his wife of 6 years, Laura Gallacher, as a calm, beautiful woman, and not interested in his fame, after praising her for being the reason his life changed. And here's the good part. She doesn't care about what I do. Fucking W, colossal W for this woman right here. High value woman of the highest accord, because guess what? She got the co-signing of a high value man. Since his whirlwind marriage with pop superstar Katy Perry fell apart inside 14 months. Yeah, it's kind of an L for her in that case. But that's another story for another time. The once promiscuous Russell Brand has been living a much quieter life with his wife of 6 years, Lauren Gallacher, who is, she seems quite attractive, but realistically, I'm not looking at another man's wife. All I'm knowing is I have to look up because I don't necessarily at the front of my mind know what she looks like because, well, he sourced this woman correctly. Imagine that. Somebody with a very extensive body count knows how to source a good wife. Big shock on that one when he decides to settle down and goes, yeah, you know what? If I'm going to go ahead and retire my jersey up to the rafters, if I'm going to go ahead and retire with my 4-digit count that's up there, I'm going to go ahead and pick the best girl possible. It's somebody with, very small online presence, somebody who doesn't have a lot of clout, doesn't really have the most going on, is an asset to my life, is somebody who is there in order to support my endeavors to make everything better that way, is family oriented, is family driven, is there when I need her for anything. That's the type of girl that I'd want to lock down long term. And case in point, that's what you end up getting. And what is she doing right now? Standing right beside him. Haven't heard hide nor hair of her, which is another reason to just go, yeah, he got himself a good one. And it wasn't until the maverick actor and stand-up comedian was this weekend accused of everything under the sun in order to try to get some people to capitulate. Yeah, well, okay, but he didn't do those big things. But was he with a masseuse? Maybe. Okay, maybe. Did he flash somebody? Yeah, okay, it could have been. No, I'm not buying any of this stuff. And if all of these chicks had to come up at a time when it's okay to make up shit on a man's name, I don't believe any of you. Fuck off. Tell your story walking. The allegations have sent shockwaves across the entertainment industry. No, it's just mass media trying to run and fabricate a story. Comedian had previously opened up about how his wife, whom he married near their home in Henley-on-Thames, Oxon, in August of 2017, is not fussed about what he gets up to and is not interested in his showbiz lifestyle. Fucking hey, rights. After slowing down from his life of promiscuity, drugs, and alcohol to wed Laura Brand, Brand told The Guardian in 2017, I've never had domesticity. You read it all the time, but then when you have to enunciate it, sometimes it doesn't work all that well. Most of my life has been an extension of the grandiose idea of what glamour would look like if it had to have a kitchen. And I feel sometimes like a refugee in my house with this woman, this calm, beautiful woman who is the most beautiful way possible, doesn't care about what I do. She's not interested in the most delightful way. Guys, don't look for the Katy Perrys that are out there. Look for the Lauras that are out there because, okay, that right there's that's a wife right there. I love it, and I love to see it. And then you got the more famous side of life, somebody who knew him at the time of his debauchery, coming out and saying, no, he was fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Pussycat Dolls singer backs Russell Brand as besieged comic, says he has faced an extraordinary and distressing week and a new... it's not a conspiracy. It's just him saying, bro, all the shit is cap. We'll see you on Monday, in so many words. A star of American band Pussycat Dolls has given their support to besieged comedian Russell Brand after he broke his silence on multiple cases of all of that stuff. Emotional abuse, that's my favorite one. Made against them to rant about conspiracy theories, like the military-industrial complex, big pharma's a disproportionate amount of influence in society, and a whole host of allegations that ended up getting him canceled without any burden of proof being provided. Yeah, all those conspiracy theories, right? Jessica Sutta, I don't know who you are, 41, responded to Brand's video uploaded to his social media platforms last night, in which he failed to address claims. No, he said that he's going to, you fucking disingenuous hacks. Writing on Instagram, the singer used her social media platform campaign against, hey, there you go, shout out, was one of the many celebrities to comment saying, we support you. See, well, what would she know? Okay, it's so funny, then, the media is just going to go ahead and it's like, we don't believe floozies, but then at the same time, have you heard this new Russell Brand accusation? You fuckers, man. Just sick. Okay, maybe this one right here, this is going to change everything, guys. Ex-BBC boss who championed Russell Brand and then lost her job over Saxgate is released from a confidentiality agreement so she can reveal all about what she knew of the Under Fire star's behavior. So somebody who went to Russell Brand's defense is now free from an NDA, and you're hoping that he's going to flip after she defended the guy? Yo, man, you guys are getting desperate, huh? It's almost like you bet on the fucking lame horse. Russell Brand's former boss at the BBC will be required to cooperate with an investigation into his alleged wrongdoing. Ex-Radio 2 controller Leslie Douglas has reportedly been freed from confidentiality agreements so her role in the scandal can be examined. BBC Insider told the Sunday Times that see how they're all working together? Interesting. Director General Tim Davie will want her to have to answer questions because the buck stopped with Leslie. It's going to be so funny where she's like, yeah, man, everything was on the up and up. Never heard any complaints, and yeah, can I go now? Davie's predecessor, Sir Mark Thompson, will also be quizzed about what he knew after it emerged that he reassured MPs that Brand's show was not an accident waiting to happen during an appearance before the Culture, Media, and Sports Committee shortly after Saxgate. Am I supposed to know what that is? Because you got BBC, Saks. It's like, that's not my corner of the internet. That's for, the bunch of degenerates, but this could be something different. Douglas, who personally gave Brand a string of high-profile BBC roles, allegedly ignored whistleblowers who complained the Brand's aggression and disrespect in 2007. So it even goes back before any of the 2008 stuff, which is now just coming to light. Yeah, okay, again, this just you just run the timeline and none of this shit is really adding up in the way that, we need to take down this guy, and it's going to be so funny because, okay, eventually the BBC and everybody else is going to have to get to that point. You probably know the meme that I'm going to be referencing. It's the guy who's just trying to wipe the sweat off of his brow and he has two buttons that are in front of him where they're going to have to sit down, they're going to have to discuss things with Leslie where they're going to have to either believe all women or verify all claims. It's going to be a very difficult time for them. I'd imagine not much is going to come out of that one. Nothing that can be either verified or disproven, because chances are, yeah, these are a bunch of clout demons just taking an opportunity to cancel somebody who used to be on their side, now is speaking some uncomfortable truths that just kind of end up running up against women's natural proclivity to collectivism and overall safety. I'm just saying, not much is really lining up on their side, but as opposed to, the verification or the evidence before conviction, the presumption of innocence before truth crowd, we're looking awfully fucking good. So tomorrow, chances are I will be running back the video that he's putting out tomorrow for his show on Rumble. I'll take a look at it, make sure that there's something in there, and then, report back with the honest truth or my take on it, or, hey, probably, more than likely, a little bit of both. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.